In the fields of Herat, the end of the saffron harvesting is often marked by children from nearby villages coming to pick what's left for pocket money. For there is real value in these small purple flowers of the crocus family that yield the world's most expensive spice. Since its introduction from neighbouring Iran, saffron cultivation has boomed in this province in recent years. And its value to Afghanistan, given its current economic plight, has never been more important. For saffron producers, the turmoil of the Taliban takeover has caused disruption for the shipping and banking services they need for exports. But, they say, at least there isn't the same corruption they faced under the old government.
Problems with the banking system are a big issue for businesses, but I think we face less bureaucratic interference, and in the long term I'm optimistic about the future.
Extracting the precious filaments from the flowers, processing the individual threads to remove impurities, then sorting them into different grades requires painstaking attention. It's a role traditionally carried out by women, while men do the work in the fields. Despite concerns the Taliban might try to stop women from working, producers we spoke to say there's been no problem so far. And that's good for the wider social significance of this spice. In the last couple of decades, it's been promoted as an alternative to growing poppies for the opium trade, a trend helped by saffron's rising international price.
And of course, there will be some interest from the other provinces. Whenever they see that the price is really high, of course, there will be interest to, they bring also their land under the cultivation of the flowering. Yes, the saffron.
As a lucrative alternative to poppy production, saffron cultivation was encouraged across Afghanistan by the previous administration. It stands as one of its more successful legacies. But the vast majority of the country's saffron and the best quality spice still originates from the fields of Herat. It's been recognized by international awards as among the best in the world.
I export to more than 27 countries, and I know that saffron can change the economic face of Afghanistan, and I know the soil in other provinces will also produce saffron.
Placing such trust in the powers of one tiny flower may be hoping for too much, but this is a country in need of any little help right now. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Herat, Afghanistan.
Humans have struggled to survive, but those living in these conditions, they have fought to live. The arid and semi-arid conditions make life for every living organism difficult. For humans, it's the hardest. And practically nothing lives here in this hostile environment. This is a desert in Iran. And if you want to survive here, there's only one way. The key to survival lies in the hands of these people. These are the people that transform this desert into bustling cities. People that usually lose their sight for working underground, and people that live in the darkness all their lives. Calm and steady as they go in tens of meters underground, braving their lives every day to bring livelihood for others. These are the people that bring water to the cities. These are the people that dig Qanats, the veins of the desert. As I went to the city of Yazd, seeing the hustle and bustle of the city, I wanted to know more about what made these cities exist. The first place I visited was the Water Museum in Yazd. And the first thing that amazed me, it's amazing how deep down they went. These people practically lived underground. With the number of rooms in this house under the ground level, one can realize that life existed more below the surface than above. And the water from the Qanats would come in the basements and go from one home to the other. were at about 30 meters underground, and still people used to work in these waterways to get water. The underground system was dug by hand over decades with the simplest of tools. The technology was developed by Persians about 3,000 years ago, and the technique spread along the Silk Road eastwards towards China and also westwards to as far away as Spain. Qanats are hand-dug tunnels that begin in the foothills of the mountains and wind gradually downhill to bring water to the homes kilometers away. A horizontal tunnel with a gentle slope that partly cuts through the aquifer. The slope was quite sensitive, as if it was too steep it would wash away the tunnel, and if it was not steep enough the water wouldn't flow, so it was quite an art to make these qanats. Everything here was based on this technique, and the water had many uses.
امروز بخیر دیسکار سرکار مبریم اینجا کار من از اینجا شروع میشه انشاءالله.
روغن مگه من خورجه نه چی بودنی یه سکیت نمو برو